world. And
Did
I'm
you
like, damn,
did you
wow.
what did you think of the movie uh where what's his name portrayed was it y'all help me,
Chad
Black
Boswick. I
Panther,
think what
Chad Boswick, yeah.
Chad
Oh yeah,
Boswick.
Chaz
I think he did a great
Boswick.
job. He
Hmm.
did an excellent job. I mean, because it's always good stories to tell. There's going to be more stories to tell about Brown. They're going to come out with more.
Well, what I
So I
want?
mean, this was. Sorry.
Oh, no, Mousy, I cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, there's going to be more stories. I mean, there's documentaries that I've done right now that have not come out yet. I don't even know what they're going to do with them. So, but I know things are always going to come out about Brown. I don't know. And it was just funny. I mean, I was looking at February being Black History Month, how they started on Brown early. You know, and I'm like, okay, talking about digging him up, thinking somebody killed him and blah, blah, blah. And then next thing I know, here they talking about R. Kelly. I'm like, okay, here we go. Then they talk about Michael Jackson. So they killed our February. So
Exactly.
it's getting crazy, man. So we don't have anything but our music. So we have to be careful and just keep it going. I don't know what to say. I'm it's hard.
Here's the question that everybody wants to know, Mousy, that we just that all the world wants to know now. Chadwick Boseman played James Brown, but who played you?
Facts.
We need to know that,
was
Mousy.
not. See, that was an era that had stopped. See, there's still more to come. I don't know if you watched any of the bus tours.
Yeah, we need to know who plays Robert Mousy Thompson.
That hasn't come out yet.
Okay.
It's coming.
Well, who do you think should play you, Mousy?
Oh, I don't know. Just somebody that's humble enough to just say, okay, just get the job on the one.
So you don't think it should be?
Job done.
So you don't think it should be like Denzel or somebody like that?
Oh no. Mike Blow could play me. You know.
No, sir.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord,
Give him
that's
some
going-
drumsticks.
man.
That's going straight to video.
Facts.
That's going straight to bootleg. That's going right to the barbershop.
Look, they'll be bootlegging that before the barbershop gets it.
That's right. That's right.
We can't let him do that, man. Can't let him do that.
That's right. So Mousy, one of the things, and I really appreciate your candor on that, because that's something that I'm sure a lot of people were really concerned about. Mr. Brown over his later years, but just kind of coming full circle, when you've had the opportunity to work among some really great artists like you have, I mean, Bootsy Clinton, Maceo, Jeff Baxter, just tons and tons of folk. What type of advice would you give to an up-and-coming artist right now in light of, sampling and making your own computer music, just in terms of musicianship and showmanship?
Well, the first thing I would tell them, that is your instrument. If that's your instrument, that's your instrument. You be married to it. That's your brother, that's your sister, that's your mother, that's your father, that's your grandfather. And with all of that being said, you do the history of your instrument. Learn your instrument. Look where it came from. Look at how many people played your instrument. Be influenced by people who played your instrument. Get influenced to outdo those people some kind of way. Creative. Find a creative spark in your instrument. Find your mark. Find you in your instrument.
Now,
But take everybody else and just make you, just another person, a light to shine on.
sure. Well, who were like three of your biggest influences?
I like Buddy Rich. I like
Wow, that's an
Billy
old-
Cobham.
Wow.
Oh man.
I
Fusion.
like, man, it was so many. Anybody who played, really. If I saw somebody just tapping a drum, I'm like, okay. Or hitting the table, and I heard that rhythm, I'm like, yeah, that's pretty slick.
There's so many
But-
folks, drummers that are fantastic that some people don't even know who played drums.
Oh, yeah.
Like
because,
Maurice
I mean,
White used to play with Ramsey Lewis before he
Ramsey
went
Lewis.
singing with Earth, Wind and Fire.
That's true.
A little Black Jeopardy fact.
Thank you.
I like so many different
300
genres of music, and so that's the thing. So I like all kind of, drummers at that time, like you had rock and roll, fusion, funk, R&B, soul,
They all fed off of one another.
Yeah, so I mean, and then my biggest influence at the time, I did a lot of things with singing groups like the Unifics,
Good God.
Montclairs,
Wow,
so
Montclair's.
So
Wow.
when you're thinking about doing steps and singing group steps and hitting accents and stuff, so that prepared me for groups. I mean, like James Brown, of course, who
Right.
hit the, when he
One time.
and I
Two time.
did get a chance to see him do a couple of splits in my tenure with him, so that was a blessing. So to be able to capture some of those moments of hitting that accent.
I just did one in the Little Desk Studios. I just did a split. I just did it. I'm sorry y'all missed it. I'm sorry you missed it. Yeah,
I couldn't
heard
get everything fall.
That's right.
I
That's right. I pulled everything down. I pulled it all down. I got down on the one and I couldn't get back up. See, that was it. So as you get down, I need some help. They had to fly something in to get me up out of here. This is great. You talk about your influences. Did James Brown ever talk about who influenced him? Because he influenced so many people that I wonder who influences the influencer.
Oh yeah, Jordan. What's Jordan? Saxman.
Stanley
Okay.
Jordan.
Huh?
Stanley Jordan.
No.
He played guitar.
It'll come to me. Give me a minute. Senior moment.
That's all right.
So
That's
you
all right.
know
Louis Jordan. I'm sorry, Louis
Okay.
Jordan.
Louis Jordan.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I mean, he rapped. He did. Hey, what's that song? What?
That's all right. We look it
Y'all
up.
know it.
We had to look
Yeah.
up Louis Jordan. That's all right. You told me something I didn't know. Now I got to go look him
Oh,
up.
yeah.
Now. Okay.
But
See,
that was his man.
I thought
And
you
he-
was gonna say Arthur Prysock or some folks.
No, Louis Jordan. Louis Jordan, and he got the cape. You remember the wrestler?
Oh yeah.
Was the old wrestler back out in them days?
Oh, I thought it was Reverend somebody. I thought Reverend Ike. I didn't know.
No, Mm-mm.
Oh. Yeah, it was a bunch of wrestlers. I'm trying to think of which wrestler. Oh, there was Rick Valentino. There was a whole bunch.
Nah.
Somebody else.
It was So he influenced him with the cape.
Wow.
Yeah. And
Wow.
then it was preachers himself. He was almost a preacher himself, believe it or not.
I believe
But
it.
he sang in the church,
Wow. Wow.
No
This is
matter, see,
fantastic.
that's the thing. No matter how much he went through, they all went to church in them days.
Yeah,
They had to get it from somewhere and bring it.
as rough as those days were, you had to go to church or you knock somebody
That's
out.
right. Yeah.
I know that. I guess that would drive you to the drug. You had to beat them drums to keep from knocking somebody out. All
That's
the
right.
stuff you all had to have seen. I just can't imagine. When you see some of these movies come out, I know it's a dramatic portrayal, but it does give you some feel of things that went through, like the movie that just came out. A lot of people probably never knew what it was like traveling through the South. When you couldn't
Exactly.
drive, when you had to have that green book to know where you could go safely and where you could play and where you could stay.
That's right. Great
Yeah,
movie.
that's-
I don't know if you watched that movie, but that's a
I
great
did.
movie.
I did,
Great
and I
movie.
imagine it was like that. Yeah, the things that you all saw, I can only imagine.
Well, Mousy, one of the things that Mousy is being very humble. Not only did he play with some amazing talent, but Mousy is also very well known in the community, particularly in Prince George's County. Mousy was, now understand, the Prince George's County Police Department had a band called the Rhythm and Blues Band. And when I was chief of patrol, we brought that band back. And our drummer was none other than Robert Mousy Thompson. Now, how many
That's
police
right.
bands throughout the country could say they had James Brown's drummer? So I mean, we were really doing some stuff, man, and you guys were killing it. And and the interesting thing, you think somebody with the pedigree of Robert Mousy Thompson, you'd be like, are you kidding me? You want me to do what? But this guy was at every event. He was at practice. I mean, just it was just such a. I mean, we were so proud and so boastful because the chief, even when he used to go around the region, he said, we have a police band, and our drummer is Mousy Thompson from James Brown, and people just, oh, really? Wow. And so, but at the end of the day, though, you touch so many people in the community with your music outside of what you did with James Brown, and I just wanted to publicly thank you for that because it really made a difference in it, and it really made a difference in terms of folks looking up, seeing people in a Prince George's County uniform playing that kind of music,
most definitely,
and definitely keeping it on the one. So,
and we needed that at the time, man. I mean, because police officers were getting a bad rap, man. Just like same thing today, And even with this, we still have to find a way to, hey, let it be known there are good police officers out there.
oh, yeah.
And it's a shame that we are turning into a world of mayhem, but we just have to continue to fight. I mean, it's not a black and white thing; it's a thing.
Absolutely. But I just want to make sure that the world knew that because Mousy, we have
that's
listeners.
why I put so much effort in it because it means so much, man. I mean, when you came to me with the idea, I'm like, hey, and today I still talk to Miss Jacobs,
Oh yeah, yeah. Well,
yeah.
And I just wanted to tell you that we were so proud of you, and we, as I told you before the show, we have listeners internationally, and now they know that not only did you play with some incredible artists, but you also played with some talented artists who wore a badge and a gun.
Absolutely.
So, and could play, and they could play.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
it's like, you don't think about, anything, but when you're on that stage, it's not about who you work with or who, it's about that feeling right then and there.
Yep.
And it was a good feeling. I mean, these cats could play.
Yeah, they could.
And that was the whole thing, just because they behind that badge don't mean they can't
That's
play
right.
no instruments.
And I remember how
You
how impressed you were when I was playing the cowbell and the piccolo.
Yeah.
So
More cowbell.
More cowbell. I got a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell, baby.
and also I played the triangle. So we did.
Yeah, I believe that. I believe that at the policeman's ball.
But Mousy, again, we just really appreciate it, and I just wanted to tell you, man, you've done some incredible things over the years, and you are really a treasure in the community, and I just think it's time for the world to know that, and so I just wanted to say that before Thin-Bad takes us out.
Well, I thank you guys for having me, and God bless you. Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Bless you too, and
Yes.
thank you.
I love having guests on the show, especially, guests like this where we can just sit here, have great conversations. And yeah, this has just been great. So,
Well, I'm
Let's
looking
do
at a seed just blossom. You, Miss Lady, continue your successful journey, and I'm
Thank
just
you.
glad to be a part of it, man. Thank you.
Yes,
oh
sir.
man, that's awesome.
And of course, Thin-Bad, before we go, tell folks how they can follow you, sir.
They can follow us. They can
Follow
They
you.
can follow us.
Follow me. Follow me.
Yeah,
Follow
you.
me on.
Huh?
I get all mixed. I'm in awe. I'm sitting here at awe. I'm sorry. I'm going down. You playing the James Brown, this funky music,
We
and I'm
gotta
like,
keep-
Right.
I'm
You're
like,
keeping it on the one,
Shoot,
man.
you can follow me to the one.
that's right. Yeah,
At
to the
to
number
the
one.
one.
That's right.
To the
To the number-
to
to the number one.
to the number
I
one.
like that one. Can we hit that to the number one?
Listen, I'm tired. I'm so tired.
Keeping
You
it on
know.
the number one.
I
Yes.
love
Can
Yes, I
we?
know.
I love it.
Can we
I thought
hop
she was on a
off
bus.
That's right. That's right. Is the number one coming this way?
There's the number one coming. Here it comes.
You see how they do me? In the presence of legends, this is how they
But we
do
love
me.
you. But we love you.
We do.
They love you. That's all love.
That's all love.
And
But this is.
So how can they
What-
follow you,
how can they
Thin-Bad?
follow you, Thin-Bad?
You can follow me at windowsright.com. You can
Oh,
call me
here we
at
go.
All right.
Facebook.
That's
You
right.
can follow me on Twitter. What am I on Twitter? I don't even know what my handles are. I got to get that down.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
we got to work on this.
Twitter. Yeah, help me out. You know, I'll get it together.
That's right.
I will get it together.
And Ambezy?
Oh man, you can follow me on all social media platforms at Amber M.